This anime is the pure definition of computer love. Or should I say... Well, it looks like the month of love has finally returned. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here to kick off another spectacular BCG Romance Month. And let's start by feeling the digital love of the anime Recovery of an MMO Junkie. The anime follows Moriko Morioka, a 30-year-old woman who quits her job and becomes a NEET, immersing herself in the world of MMORPGs. You know, that lifestyle sounds like a pretty neat idea. I get it because, oh my god, no, not for the start of Romance Month, Tony, not for the start! She later becomes obsessed with a game called Fruits de Mer after meeting another player by the name of Lily, with whom she's formed a strong bond and friendship. As the two continue to play together, they gradually grow closer and closer in the game, and unbeknownst to both of them, IRL too. Now, it being Romance Month and this anime being a romantic comedy, it was inevitable that I would end up checking it out and reviewing it. And hell, a bunch of people have already requested that I give this anime a watch and do a review on it, including Sloan the Female Otaku and Jeremy from Mr. J's Reviews. So what is it about this anime that has a bunch of people so love crazy and wanting me to check it out? Well, let's discuss it, shall we? The true heart of the series lies in the main character Moriko and her friendship turned blossoming romance with Yuta, Lily's player. And no, that's not a spoiler. That should have been obvious to anyone with a IQ higher than dirt. It was clear as day. Moriko is instantaneously likable and empathetic, and she reminds me a lot of Kei from Kiss Him Not Me. I mean, both have purple hair, lovely eyes, are socially awkward, and overreact to everything. And many of the things I like about Kei, I also like about Moriko. Her digital relationship with Lily, and by extension Yuta, was endearing and genuine. They provide a connection and meaning that was missing in Moriko's life and helps her break out of her rut. And Moriko and Yuta's IRL relationship is so awkwardly cute that it's deadly. You'll be smiling so hard, your head will explode. Their relationship is the focal point of the series, and if it failed, this anime would fall apart at the seams. Thankfully though, not only did they pull it off, but they also provided some of the best and most memorable moments in the anime. Their interactions alone sold me on their relationship. Their awkward exchanges, whether it's them apologizing back and forth to each other or them speaking over one another, it was extremely adorable and I could not get enough of it. It reminds me so much of an innocent high school relationship. Two awkward teens who try to profess their love for one another but just can't seem to find the words or can't seem to find a way to express themselves in a proper manner, so they end up goofing up or tumbling over or overthinking situations. That is their relationship in a nutshell. And also, the progress of their romance really took its time. They fleshed out both characters and their bonds to build strong chemistry between them in order to convince the audience that they have a believable relationship. Great execution there. Yuta as a character / love interest ain't half bad. He's basically a female Moriko, which explains why he relates to her easily. The supporting characters were also fine. They had their moments from time to time. But the best and most entertaining supporting character in the series, hands down, there's no argument with this one, is Koiwai, Yuta's co-worker who also used to work with Moriko. Yeah, get used to all those coincidences, cause there's a lot of them in MMO Junkie. What makes the character work so well is how he's a complete contrast of Yuta and Moriko. He's energetic, expressive, cheery, and would tease both constantly. Attributes he and I share in common. By having these extroverted qualities, he's able to help get the ball rolling for Yuta and Moriko's relationship. He plays an essential role as he is the initiator. Since both wouldn't have the guts to ask the other out, he engages both and drives each of them towards each other in brilliant fashion. He's a great friend and a solid wingman. Now the story here is
pretty conventional. It's just a typical rom-com story, which isn't a bad thing as it is still very enjoyable. Although, it is chock full of many cliches I found a bit annoying, like the plethora of coincidences.
Honestly, this anime should have been retitled, What a Coincidence! What? You actually play the same MMORPG that I play? What a coincidence! What? You actually knew and worked with the girl that I like? What a coincidence! What's that? You work at the convenience store that I frequent often? What a coincidence!
They even found a way to shove in the childhood friend cliche, although in video game form. But even with all that said, the story's cute and wonderful enough to forgive its coincidence addiction.
And finally, the animation here is quite serviceable. Nothing to run home about, but not terrible either, as well as the voice acting. Now, Funimation did the English dub for this anime, and you all already know how much of an uber fanboy I am for this company. I can't stop singing its praises. However, and this really pains me to say, for the first time in a long time, I cannot in good conscience recommend the English dub over the Japanese version. Now that's not to say that it's god-awful.
Oh, look, you earned a rare drop! You got the silver sword! That's a pretty good weapon, too!
For the most part, it's just extremely inferior when compared to the Japanese version, as the voice talent there were far more expressive, lively, and natural sounding compared to their English counterparts. For example, let's take the voice of Moriko. Here's the Japanese version of her voice.
ファンデーションはまだ残ってたっけ？アイシャドウは大丈夫だよね。あ、マスカラは固まってるかも。ヘアワックス必要かな。いや、そもそもこの髪の毛をどうする？服は？靴は？落ち着いてる場合じゃない！
Alright, that was a pretty solid performance. It was lively and comical. I'm sold on it. Now here's that exact same scene in English.
I think I've still got some foundation left. And I'm probably good on eyeshadow too. Oh, but I bet my mascara's a gross clumpy monster by now. And seriously, what am I even gonna do with this hair? And my clothes! And my shoes! There's literally no time to relax!
Nope, not sold with that performance. Did you hear how different both of those performances sounded? One was far more expressive, selling the comedic nature of the moment, while the other was lifeless, killing the comedic momentum that scene could have possibly had. It sounded like someone desperately trying to come off as expressive and energetic and comedic, but they just couldn't pull it off due to either poor direction or lack of talent. It just sounded like a person reading their lines rather than the character speaking naturally. So just do yourself a favor and watch MMO Junkie in Japanese subs. It's far more superior. And also, fun fact, the woman who voices Moriko in the Japanese version is the same voice actress who voiced my favorite female character of all time, Yakumo Sakamoto. When I found that out, I started squealing like a fanboy, like, oh my god, it's the voice of Yakumo! And ever since then, after learning that fact, whenever I heard Moriko talk throughout the anime, I could hear Yakumo's voice hidden underneath. I was like, I could hear it. That's Yakumo! And with that said, let's address some of the anime's faults, shall we?
The biggest faults I found in Recovery of an MMO Junkie lie in the handling of its supporting characters and the game Fruits de Mer. Now, were the supporting characters likable? Sure, I enjoyed them for what they were, and for the first half of the anime, it seemed as if they were on their way to be something special, something great. But once the anime shifted all its focus to Yuta and Moriko in the second half, the supporting characters fell to the wayside and slowly became irrelevant. And that's not even mentioning their lack of arcs and impact besides Koiwai and to a certain extent Fujimoto. Some even showed signs of developing into interesting characters, like Fujimoto and the college girl that plays Lilac. She doesn't really have a name in the anime, so we just refer to her as Lilac. Hell, it even seemed as though the anime was hinting to a possible romance between those two characters. But it's dropped immediately and never brought up again. What a damn waste!
And look, I get the anime is primarily focused on the blooming romance between Yuta and Moriko, and it's very well done, don't get me wrong. But truly great romance stories also include complementary support characters and an environment that's worth noting. They add to the experience in a positive way. Think School Rumble, Baka and Tess, Oh My Goddess, Urusei Yatsura, True Tears, and many more. Think of it like you're ordering something at KFC.
Wow, Tony, really? Black guy talking about ordering some KFC? Way to play into the stereotype, man. What is this, 1997? Are you auditioning?
Shut up! Stop being distracted by some stupid racial stereotype and actually listen to the point that I'm trying to make, okay? Alright, getting back to what I was saying, think of it like you're ordering something at KFC. You could just order a bucket of chicken and that itself could be a satisfying meal. You could be okay with that. But you can also order some sides with it, like french fries, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, biscuits, and that itself would enhance the meal even more. Your enjoyment of the meal would increase because now you have all these extra things to complement your bucket of chicken. The characters and the game itself could have been that extra thing to enhance the experience of this anime. They could have really added to it. But instead, we got the equivalent of getting 2 biscuits and that's it. It's tasty, but it's just not satisfying.
Bouncing off that, Moriko's relationship with the supporting characters, minus Koiwai, should have been fleshed out a bit more. They were close to forming strong bonds, but once again, they fell short from the goal. And lastly, though it is shown briefly and referenced a couple times throughout the anime, they should have spent an entire episode, or at the very least half an episode, showing Moriko's past. I mean, come on, we were given half an episode showing Yuta's past. Why not Moriko? She is the main character of the series. Show us exactly what she did and what pushed her so far as to make her quit her job and close herself off from the world. Now that's drama used appropriately for a rom-com. We get small scenes and thrown some lines here and there, but that's it. By the end, you can't grasp the full impact of what happened to this character. Again, wasted potential.
So with all of that said, where does Recovery of an MMO Junkie stand for me? It's a solid, cute, adorable little rom-com anime with a great yet awkward romance at the center of it that will make even the most jaded prick smile just a bit. Overall, it's an enjoyable anime. But as always guys, I'm not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Recovery of an MMO Junkie. I would definitely love to know what you guys thought about this anime as well. Do you love it to death? Is it one of your favorite romance anime of all time? Or is it really boring, dull, the awkwardness of the relationship just got too much for you? And let me know, what is the cutest awkward relationship that you've ever seen in an anime, movie, TV show, what have you? Comment below, let me know, and also let me know what you guys think about this new style. Would you like to see this utilized more often in all of my reviews, or do you think that it's kind of disjointed and you don't like the switching from recording, showing some clips, and then live action me? What do you guys think about this new format? I would actually like to do this format because I think it's more challenging and it allows me to be a bit more creative with what I do with my editing, but I make these videos for you guys, so I definitely want to know where you stand on it. And stay tuned, there are more videos coming for BCG Romance Month. We got 2 top 10 lists and a possible third maybe. I'm working on those right now, a couple of anime reviews, and oh, I'm gonna regret this, a special cringe theater that'll be coming out on Thursday in honor of a movie that'll be coming out that weekend. I think if you know what's coming out that weekend, you know what I'm going to be reacting to. But until these videos come, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. Oh, one more thing too. I forgot to thank all of the patrons who donated to my Patreon. It's because of you guys that I'm able to keep this channel afloat. So thank you for the support. And if you'd like to support me even further, guys, consider donating to my Patreon account. You get videos in advance, you get some pictures in advance. I'll be posting there more frequently. And also check out my new channel called Tony Talks. I believe we just released the first video today, so go over there. I'm actually going to be doing daily videos on that where I do like live talks, live reactions and stuff like that. So go check that channel out, subscribe if you feel like it, and back to my little soliloquy. I'm Tony Wilder II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.